without further ado, once again, the one, the only, Matt Penfield!
Hey, it's so great to see everybody again here today. How are you doing? Everybody good? Having a good time so far on day 2? It's going to be amazing. It is so great to be here with you guys on this cruise this year. I was so grateful to wake up from that coma after 2 months, man, and then come out and then figure out how to walk and talk again. Well, I could talk, but I wasn't walking very well. But I'm doing it better now, and I don't even need a cane all the time. But you know, the thing about Coheed and Cambria is they've always been family to me. So it's just, they've been big, beautiful support for me getting through this time. And it's just something that's been continuing for decades with them. I love them very much. And I love this man that I'm going to introduce you to right now because I'm so excited to be here with him. So let's hear it for the incredible Claudio Sanchez, everybody. My brother. It's so good to see you.
I think we're gonna 2005.
Oh. Those are killer shoes. They
Really are. Can I have them?
Claudio, this is exciting. You know, it's really great that we've taken some great questions from people. That, you know, people always want to talk about so many. They have so many. They're curious about so many things. Like they go. I mean, you got questions that go back. Whether it's Memory Wars or Axis or whatever it is, or it might even be Prize Fighter Inferno, it could be any of that stuff, but because of your creative process is so incredible to me, you're always actively creating and generating new, incredible music and things to share with people that they can enjoy, and I love that. That's why Coheed and Cambria are one of my favorite bands of my lifetime, and I do sport the dragonfly tattoo on my leg, guys. You know, when Good Apollo and Keeping Secrets went gold, that was my deal. Remember, I said to the guys, I'm like, I'm gonna get the dragonfly on my calf, which I did. I'm sending you pictures as I'm getting the tattoo done. It's pretty funny. But anyway, guys, it's great to see everybody. I hope you're having the greatest time. And we're gonna start by getting to some of the questions, which will be great. So where is it?
Oh, we've got our question asker right here. Josh, tell us where you're from and give us your question.
I'm Josh from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. And if you ever were doing an EP in between Coheed releases, what character would you want to focus on in like a spin-off?
So this is a great question because this is one we've been sort of talking about recently. And not even so much an EP, but Blindside Sunny would be the character that.
Yeah. And let's get a statue of 7 gods so I can put that on my desk.
Oh, you would like that?
Yeah, I need more toys on my desk.
All right.
That's a great thought right there. Blindside Sunny's so great on the new album too. Love the song. Okay, what's our next question?
All right, I've got Hunter here. Where are you from and what's your question?
Hi Claudio, I'm Hunter, I'm from Colorado. How many franchises like Star Wars informed your process of putting your life experiences into your art?
Well, I think for me it was probably more so the ideas that Vonnegut would put himself in the stories that he wrote as Kilgore Trout. You know, when I wrote Good Apollo, the record and the story, like initially I never wanted to put myself in it. It was always going to be about the characters, really. But when I wrote the record, you know, it was so clearly about heartbreak that it was hard to deny that, you know, the origin of those songs by just washing over it with a concept. So I thought about Vonnegut, and I thought about Breakfast of Champions, I thought about Dead-Eye Dick, Slaughterhouse-Five, and the idea that, you know, inside the story, Kilgore Trout was a representation of Vonnegut. So I thought, well, you know, I love that, and I'll do that. You know, that way I can, you know, kind of let everybody in on what these songs are really about, because it clearly says it in there. You know what those songs are about. But by doing that, I allowed my life to then partner up with, you know, this science fiction story I was telling. So
It's fantastic. And it was great to be there for that whole process. That was amazing. You know. Anyway, so our next person, and where are you from?
My name is Finn, and I am from the great state of Maryland. And my question, Claudio, you seem like someone whose creativity has no end. If you've ever hit an artistic slump or writer's block, what is your go-to way of getting the juices flowing again?
I typically just do it. Well, you know, if I kind of hit a wall with, like, say, just to make it more about the music, if I'm having a hard time with guitar, I'll move over to another instrument, or I'll just try a different approach, you know. Sometimes I'm fortunate enough that it's like, okay, well, if it's really not happening in the music world, like, for me, then I'll move over to the stories, and I'll try to exercise my creativity there. You know, but it does happen, but for the most part, it's like, there isn't a day that I don't wake up and walk into the office room, if you will, and just start doing something, you know. It might not speak to me at that moment, which is funny because there are songs, like, for example, the most recent songs we put out, The Entities, for example. So the song Peter the Wishing, the entity number, right? That song is as old as Afterman. Like, that is the song that actually informed the process that became Gravity's Union. And so when I went back and I was just like kind of going through folders of stuff, I came upon it, and like at the time, the message in the song wasn't connecting with me. But then there were some key elements in it that resonated with, like, you know, some loss that I had experienced, and I was like, oh, I can now embellish upon this. This makes sense to me now. So yeah, you know, it might not hit immediately, but, you know, perspective definitely has a hand in inspiring, if that makes any sense.
Behind you.
Thank you so much.
What's behind me?
You have to look.
Come on up here, Nasty.
Hey, look at that. Oh my gosh.
Good.
Watch out, Claudio.
All right, guys, I have Nasty here. He crushed the belly flop competition. Yes. So let's see this question for you, Claudio.
Hi, I'm Nasty. I'm from Austin, Texas. As a gamer, I would love to know if you could create an Amory Wars video game, what would that look like to you? Genre, art style, gameplay mechanics, etc.
Right, so right off the bat, I'd like to do a casual game. I would go in like a, what is that, Castlevania Metroid style, like Dead Cells kind of situation. I also love the idea of like a Double Dragon beat 'em up. You know, just something that is, you know, it's casual. Like, you don't have to invest, you know, a whole ton of time into it. You button mash, and that's, you know, and that's satisfying. But of course, an open world RPG would be incredible. But I feel like there's a lot, I don't really know, but to me that feels very involved. But I'd love to do it all, honestly. I just need the right, you know, the right team to like make that possible. But I think I would start small with either a beat 'em up or a side scroller like Dead Cells.
Very nice.
That's a great question.
Thank you.
Who's a video game programmer that can make this happen?
Do this?
I'll figure it out. I'll Google it.
All right, I've got Jennifer here. Where are you from and what's your question?
Okay, I'm coming from Minneapolis. What's up? Thank you also for doing this. We all really appreciate it. Your music sometimes carries this tension between youthful rebellion and the weight of responsibility. As you've aged as both a person and an artist, how has that relationship to that narrative evolved? Are you still longing for the days of your teens?
Oh, wow. Yes and no. You know, when I wrote the records, and I think of them in the story kind of line of like, you're the Black Rainbow to No World for Tomorrow. You know, I was confused. I didn't really know how to play this part. You know, I didn't know who I was. And a lot of that kind of gets translated into the character that reflects me. You know, he didn't know his place in the story. And, you know, after a while, there are these moments of like, you know, these ideas of self-destruction and like, and and moving past that and creativity and all these things. And I think the character kind of does that in his way, and that resembles a lot of who I was then. As I write more records now, I definitely, I mean, I don't have my shit together, but I'm different now. I'm not the adolescent. I'm now the father, and I can see myself as the father in the story, but I also still see myself as the kid. Like, I think when I wrote Father of Make-Believe, I almost, you know, but up until that point, I had always seen myself as the creature character. And then I wrote Father of Make-Believe, and I felt more in line with Vaxis than I ever did. Because, you know, to me, it was like, you know, I was questioning, like, what would be the next phase for this band? Like, can we move outside of the concept? You know, what am I going to do? And I think, you know, I don't think I need to even pose that question to myself, because I think it's limitless, just like it is for the character of Vaxis. So finally, I've started to connect with him. But, you know, sure, I'm gonna wax nostalgic and like wish of the older days because that's what made me who I am. But I also do like getting old. So yeah.
I've got the gray hair.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Staying around is a good thing.
You know, it's funny, just to like pose, you know, this is just kind of random, but anyway, there's a picture of myself in middle school in a rock band, right? And my wife showed it to a good friend of ours. And I mean, I was a child. And this friend of ours in our neighborhood was like, oh, I feel really bad for him. It must, you know, being a kid must have been hard. And I didn't understand what she meant. And it's because I looked old as shit then. You know, like, I was like, oh, that's why people were asking me to get them cigarettes or like, you know, whatever, you know, there's no problem for me to do that. You know, but yeah, it's, you know, I don't know, just kind of giving you a little funniness.
But you haven't aged.
Matt, I have a question for you. Knowing Coheed for so long, can you see their growth from when they were young to now?
Absolutely. You know, I signed the band, you know, secondly after Equal Vision, and we upstreamed and worked, you know, through Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3, and then did Good Apollo, which was just, but to be there for the entire process was absolutely beautiful, and have, you know, even after doing A&R Columbia Records for all that time, and then, you know, being on radio stations like I still am for all these years, and still getting to play Coheed anytime I want, which is a really beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It's like, whether it's something off the new album, like, or if it's like, say I played a Disappearing Act last week. Like, I just love the growth that I've seen in them as human beings and as a band. I mean, I knew their talent was endless, and how they could grow because they were so good from the beginning. And they're one of the few bands out there that have that amazing gift that they can keep creating. You know what I mean? And musically, stay up, you know, just deliver. I mean, which is the most beautiful thing, you know, and it's just, and you know, so much of that has to do with you too, because they have one of the greatest, most devoted, true audiences that are fans, and I love you all for that. I think it's amazing. And I've seen that is just one of the most beautiful things. So I've seen a ton of growth, and every record has something great to offer for me, and it's just, I love going to the shows and still see it anytime. It's just, it's the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, thanks, man.
You know? So I love them, and I'm very grateful to be here with you guys right now.
All right, we got another question. Is it me
Neil?
Niall here. I've come all the way from the UK. The question you kind of started to answer, you've written a lot of music and literature. Which character, Amory Wars or otherwise, do you most identify with, and how has that changed?
Wow. I mean, earlier I clearly identified with the crowing because it is just a direct reflection of myself at that point in time. Now, I mean, I want to identify more with Blindside of all the characters, and just because we don't know so much, we don't really know his backstory at the moment. I find him to be very cool. I took a lot of time in creating that character, certainly the way he looks. When I was going back and forth with Chase Stone, he had some original direction that I wasn't entirely like into. Because to me, it Blindside resembles, I think about growing up and I think about all the lives I lived. I mean, I lived from listening to the Sex Pistols and Misfits and Bad Brains to then going to Woodstock 94 in a tie-dye and getting down with Crosby, Stills and Nash and playing this hippie version of myself. There were so many versions of myself growing up, and for recently I've just kind of going back to that punk rock phase of being in the basement and pulling these tapes from a friend of ours, dad's collection, and so Blindside is really intriguing to me at the moment. I don't know if I directly relate to him so much just yet, but I really want to. And I think going back to that earlier question of, is there a side story record we'd ever put out? I mean, he's the one that's the most attractive to me at the moment.
Amazing, thank you.
Thank you, Nigel.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm from the village of Brady, Nebraska. Do you have creative exercises for your writing songs to keep within the canon by which you've created?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Do you have creative exercises that you do for writing the songs to keep inside the canon that you've created?
No. No, I mean, the thing is I feel like I just allow life to inspire the music, and I'll figure out a way to get the music to work with the story. Sure, there might be moments in time where, I might need to fill a moment on a record with something that resembles a portion of the story, and I'll construct that, but most of the time it's really just how I'm feeling that directly, informs the story.
Awesome, thank you. And what happens to the songs and lyrics that fall outside that you're not currently using?
They just sit until I find them again. For example, the Peter the Wishing song. That is from Afterman. That's how old that song is. Things like that will just sit until I find them. Again, perspective helps. It's oh, now this song makes sense to me. Whereas before it just felt like a chore. So yeah, nothing ever gets thrown away. Is everything gets saved. And one day I go digging for it.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
Now, Claudio, do you keep this stuff in physical notebooks? Are you typing it all up? Do you have a notes app?
No, so yes, definitely notes are logged in my phone now. I mean, that's so convenient. But most of the time when I'm writing in Pro Tools. So as I'm writing, I'm recording, and I'm building stuff that way. And so it's really just in Pro Tools sessions, and now also in my phone. GarageBand, I just realized how useful a tool this is with the right preamp. So now I just, I was thinking the other day, back in the day I used to write in cassette 4 tracks. That's what I did. And I was thinking after watching the Bruce Springsteen movie, Deliver Me From Nowhere, I was like, oh, you know, I'd like to revisit. I have a bunch of my old cassette 4 tracks. I was like, oh, I'd like to revisit that. But then I thought, you know, well, what is the today equivalent to that? And it's this. And I'm like, why don't I just use this? This is in my pocket all the time. And yeah, like I have, want to hear a song? Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm fucking with you. No, I'm just playing. But there's a lot of stuff in there.
Wow, I've never seen an audience just their hopes drop so fast.
There's nothing really that great to listen to in there, but you know, there's shit.
That's debatable! Debatable!
I'm just playing.
All right, I've got Raymond here. Raymond, where are you from? And tell us your question.
My name is Raymond from Walton, New York. We've seen a lot of really well in New World for Tomorrow comics. We've seen how it works and how the characters use it. My question is, where would you have it take you, either a personal or professional point in time?
I'm sorry, I missed a little bit of that.
It's okay. We've seen a lot of the Will and Well in No World for Tomorrow comics. We've seen how it works and how the characters use it. My question is, where would you have it take you, either a personal or professional point in time?
Yes, so I would take it to the 80s. And just because I want to see, like, I hear all these stories that my mom tells me that we had like this huge Italian family, that my mother's the Italian side. And a lot of them passed like kind of early. And so part of me wants to see those people. I want to see what the property on Amory Drive looked like then. Because, you know, when you look at the photographs, there's more trees, there's, you know, just the aesthetic of the cars are different. I want to go back. I'd go back to the past. I'd go see them. I'd go like see what my grandmother was like. So yeah, I'd go back.
All right, if it's now time for us to bring up the rest of Coheed and Cambria for band questions.
Band questions, band questions, band questions, band. Here's Travis. Here comes the band. There's Travis. Josh, come on out, guys. And here comes Josh. He plays the drums when there's Zach, the backbone of the band.
Howdy, y'all.
It's exciting. We're here to get to, you know what I mean? Are you excited about performing Good Apollo?
I don't know if they know
Or
this
can't hear me.
Who's performing today? We don't know. It's going to be a surprise. Father will make you leave. We don't know. But we'll find out later. It's going to be unbelievable. Whatever it is. How great. And let's talk about how great the latest record is and the experience of making that record. Can we talk about the fellow don't make believe? First of all, I came out of my coma. That was the first thing I listened to was that record over and over and over again, right? Claudio, I called you up. Yeah. And I was like, I've been listening to, I just love the album start to finish. And you guys delivered another great record there. And
Thanks, Manny.
Working with producer Zach Cervini and stuff, and it was just really great to see him at the Grammy Museum too for your big gig you did there. But I just am so happy to see you. So let's have our first question for the band.
I've got Jensen here. Where are you from and what's your question?
I'm from Sacramento, California.
Yeah.
And my question's kind of 3 parts, but it's, you participated in Tool in the Sand, which was kind of like SS Neverender, but on land. Did you enjoy it? Would you do it again? And is there a chance of a shipwrecked Neverender?
Well, that's a really terrific question. I certainly enjoyed it. Did you guys enjoy it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Travis, did you enjoy it? I sure did. No, we had a great time. It was awesome. It was, unbelievable. What were the other parts of the question? Would there ever be a shipwrecked Is that what they call those shows? Shipwrecked? Because it's on land?
I just figured since we've done 3 Neverenders, that if you wanted to do one on...
It's a great idea. It's a great idea.
name. It's a great name.
And that would be a lot of fun, yeah. It's a great idea. Destination, you know, someplace where we all hang for a few days. Yeah, the Tool thing was very special. We were very grateful to be thought of for it. I think it was really Primus that, because we really connected with those guys, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, terrific question.
All right, I got Alex here. Tell us where you're from, and let's give the band your question.
Hi, I'm Alex from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Hey guys. All right, so my question is, approaching 25 plus years of music and growth under the Coheed moniker, how have your influences changed when it comes to writing music, and what inspires you musically currently?
I mean, I think process changes. I think that's a big part of it. Certainly with like the last records, you know, with the pandemic, like we had to figure out a way to make the record remotely. I actually really enjoyed that, you know, so process changes, influences certainly do. I mean, the more you listen to music or the more you experience certain things, like it's hard to not let that stuff kind of seep into you. But yeah, that's me, you guys, fellas.
I mean, I think, yeah, I concur what Claudio said. No, seriously, I think it's a forever evolving thing. I mean, it's probably not a lot unlike you guys as fans of me. And there's so many musicians out there, the things that your taste is kind of built upon remain pillars, but it's an ever-growing, evolving thing. And of course, that seeps into the music. I'm not sure that really answers the question, but yeah, it's just an ever-evolving, growing thing. Good question, Alex.
Yeah,
it's a great question.
Follow up real quick.
Word.
Do you feel like any of the 2000s Coheed style music that you guys were writing then influences or pushes what you're doing now?
For me, of course, yes.
Yeah, I think that, and then I'm like Claudia, but you know, for each individual, I mean, that's a part of us. I mean, we may have grown as players and musicians, but those identities are still within us. Like, you know, we were trying to find them then more, you know. I find it endearing that I think all of us are still trying to find it every fucking day, you know, so.
Well said, T-Bone.
Thanks, homie.
Next question.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from Denver, Colorado. And my question for all of you is, if each of you could give yourselves titles in the style of the key entities like Domino the Destitute or Yuko the Trivial, what would you call yourselves?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh man, that's a hard question.
I'll take Claudio the Calamity. Yeah, but exactly like.
I feel like Claudio the Calamity. I feel like he had that one in the chamber. Right? Like that wasn't off the dome.
No.
That's too good. That's too good. What were we supposed to follow that up?
Ready to go.
I feel like I'm Josh the Nice and pretty cool. I don't know. Like,
that's good.
That's mine. I'm Josh the Nice.
No. Josh the Serial Lover.
What's yours, Travis? Travis the Tubular.
Oh, yes!
Yes! Look at it. Oh, sorry. Come on, Zach, hit us.
No, Arthur
To save the
from
best
St.
for
Louis.
last.
Yo, it's not the best. It's probably the worst. I don't know.
Arthur from St. Louis.
Zach the Quiet?
Not now. Zach the zippity doo dah.
Yeah. I like Zach the
There's a
Quiet.
Z, right?
Good question. Great question. Thank you.
Zach the Zamboni driver.
All right.
Yeah, you got a tough one with the Z.
All right, I have Cypress here. Tell us where you're from and your question.
Hello, I'm the other Cypress. I'm from Massachusetts, Western Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
Yeah! My question is a two-parter. What excites you the most about the future of Coheed and Cambria? And where do you see the band in 5 to 10 years?
On the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Another really terrific question.
I got a whole toss of money.
I would say it's probably a different answer for everybody. I don't know how broad this is, but what excites me is that, I don't want to sound super corny, but there seems to be, as the years kind of pile up, new peaks for Coheed that just, we're lucky enough that they keep happening. I would call sitting here right now on this boat one of them, and that was certainly true with the other cruises too. The tour this summer, tangible peaks that keep happening that, believe me, we're backstage saying to each other, holy shit, dude. And we're excited by the passion and the love that you guys give us that really kind of carries this band. Again, I don't mean to sound so cheesy, but so it's really hard to not be excited with the future of Coheed and Cambria. We owe every record we set out to make the best record in the catalog. I know people really have deep ties with other records, but that's always the goal. And I still feel like our best work is ahead of us. I really do.
Thank you. I love you guys so much.
Oh, we love you, Cypress. Thank you. It's a great question. Did I answer that question?
Yes, you did.
Hi, my name is Macy, and I'm from Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth?
Where the West begins. We, as fans, are famously passionate and sing every word it shows. Has there ever been a live moment where the crowd completely changed how a song felt for you?
Atlanta!
That's a good one.
Atlanta!
Also, it's Macy's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
I don't know what, I can't really think. You gotta
Repeat it.
Crowd reaction.
Was there ever a time the crowd being known for being so passionate, singing every word, was there ever a time, and tell me, Macy, if I get this wrong, that it changed something?
How a song felt for you?
But I think that's true every night.
And it's happened a lot of times. It's hard to pinpoint one in particular, but we recently did a show at Red Rocks. And a lot of Coheed fans came out to that, traveled for it. And it's funny, this fits with the last question too, because it's about the future and stuff like that. And it was just one of those moments where hearing all the fans singing and just like, especially during, it was Favor House Atlantic. And I just turned around and I looked at these dudes and I thought of how proud I was to play music with them. Each individual at different times. So it kind of answers the question for as the future, if I'm still doing that, then I'll be happy. And also, I remember that being special. Does that work?
Hell yeah, it does. Nailed it.
Answer both.
I've got Jess here. Where are you from and what's your question?
Hi, I'm Jess, and despite everything that happened in Louisville this week, I am from Louisville, Kentucky. And my question is, seeing you guys perform at the Red Rock show was incredibly moving and heartwarming. Hearing you talk about how the show had you feeling like kids again brought me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, to tears. My question is, when was the last show you felt that same level of excitement?
Oh, what a great question. God, you guys have good questions. That's a good question. I'm probably forgetting ones. I mean, every tour has these moments that are so elevating and uplifting. Red Rocks sits kind of alone in its own place, but I would have to say there was a night, I believe it was in DC, and Claudio's throat went completely gone. and we were kind of faced right before the show. All our stuff is set up and faced with this, you know, hey, we're telling the crowd you're not playing, or the audience sings that night, and Chandra came out and sang, and for better or worse, Ernie came out and sang, and that was really uplifting. But I bet you if we were sitting having coffee, I could come up with 10 examples of deeply uplifting things that happened at Coheed shows. But again, Red Rock sits really as its own peak, but that night in DC is also its own peak. I don't know if anybody has anything they want to add on to that, but it's really great, really terrific, thoughtful question. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jess.
Come on up here. We've only got 2 questions left. I've got Lee here. Where are you from and what's your question?
Hey, Lee from Belmar, New Jersey. My question is, whether for sentimental reasons or just how the crowd reacts or just because it's a fun riff to play, what's each of your favorite songs that you're playing right now?
Yes, that's a good one.
Mine's Liars Club. I don't know what it is. Every time we play it, I feel like that could almost close the set because the energy from the crowd is so insane. It's incredible. Yeah, a lot of fun to play.
Yeah. What's yours, Claudio?
Yeah.
Good answer.
I don't know.
What's yours, Travis?
It changes constantly.
It changes every day.
So, I mean, tonight we will be performing a record. I think all of you are aware of that. Yeah. So, you know, one of the things I enjoy is if it's a very challenging song, and I get through it. One of those long-ass songs at the end of this record will fall into that category.
Well, again, it's an ever-evolving thing. You could ask us that every week for a year and you get a different answer because each set and each show is different. You might be looking forward to, or this song is your favorite that night and this song is your favorite that night. I have a favorite, but I can't say what it is because it's a bit of a surprise. So, ooh, a tantalizing answer.
Awesome, we'll hope it goes to hear some of it.
All right, good question. Thank you. It's a great question.
Thank you.
We are at our last question. This is our final contestant. Well, not contestant. Question answer. Tell us your name, where you're from, and your question.
Hey, my name is Courtney, and I live in North Carolina. What do you want your music to be to someone just discovering Coheed for the first time?
Can you say that one more time?
Oh, shit. What do you want your music to mean to someone discovering Coheed for the first time?
What do we want our music to mean to someone discovering it for the first time? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll let the boys field this one.
We would like them to first decide that they want to listen again. And perhaps maybe repeated times after that. What brings them to the conclusion that they should do that is up to them. I don't think that we really need to be concerned with it.
Yeah, I think what throws us for a loop in the question is it's their first time, but I think it would be true for anybody. We want people to find a connection and again, not to sound so corny. I think my name might be Josh the Corny. That's actually my name. But we wanted to touch their hearts and want them to find a home in that music and for it to speak to them.
Yeah, and I'll add one thing so I'm more serious. I think that there's so many layers to what Coheed and Cambria does and what we have, you know, musically, what Claudio's writing about when it comes to the concept and stuff. It'd be cool if they want to get, you know, if they're interested in getting involved in all of that. You know, of course. You'd love that, you know. But if you just want to fucking listen, that works too.
Rock and roll, yeah. Thank you, great question, thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, you're awesome.
Nothing to be sorry about.
I didn't know if you wanted to just say thank you or goodbye to the band.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We love you. There we go.
All right, everybody. Well, I think we're going to take a break now. Get to some more great live music. And thank you, everybody. I hope you're having a great time so far. Let's hear it for the guys, everybody. Travis, Josh, Zach, and Claudio right here. Coheed and Cambria. And enjoy the rest of Neverender. It's great to see and meet everybody here. We love you, and thank you so much for coming out and celebrating with us.
Neverender.